welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about classics. Recently I thought I'd better start reading some more just because there are lots of classics that I want to read or I think should be read and I haven't had the chance to read them. So I found some beautiful editions from the Penguin English Library and I bought a load of classics. I have read a few of them and I'll start with those, but then I'll show you the ones on my to be read list. Now, what better to start off than with my favourite classic, Dracula by Bram Stoker. I bought this quite a while ago because I think it should be read. Everyone loves vampires. I think it's always best to see where it starts off. I have two editions of this. This is the Penguin English Library edition. Then I have the first edition, which is the Collins Classic edition. One thing I hate about Dracula is the fact that it doesn't come in pretty editions, you know, like Jane Austen books do. I really think there should be more pretty editions of Dracula, just because then more people may read it. But overall, I think it is amazing. You should read it, it's just so good. The most recent book I read was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I read this for Read by Zoe's Ostentatious Book Club, and also I just loved the film. Reading it, I found it very hard to read because of the language. I didn't know really how to read it, if you understand what I mean. And mostly while reading it I was waiting for those famous scenes like Colin's proposal, Darcy's proposal, Bingley's proposal, Kitty running off. Those bits that I did like, I liked, but the rest of it just seemed to waffle on and on. I do hope the rest of Jane Austen's classics are better, just because I do think they should be read and I think it's better to read them if they are good. The next classic I read was A Study in Scarlet by Arthur Conan Doyle. Now, I am a huge Sherlock fan, a fan of the films and the books, so I thought I have to read this. This is the first book, the one where Watson and Sherlock meet. It has so many similarities between this and the first episode of Sherlock. I just loved it so much. The fact that I knew it already didn't make it any worse. It was just so good. I think I might read some more Sherlock Holmes. I might try and find a book which has them all in or find other editions of this, but it's just so good. I would recommend it to anyone. The next classic I read was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I mainly read this because of Penny Dreadful. Dr. Jekyll is in the last series, so I thought why not read it, and also he does appear in the new series of Once Upon a Time as well. Overall, I didn't like it at all. I already knew what happened like most people do, but I expected it to be from the view of Dr. Jekyll and not his friend. I think it being from his friend's point of view kind of lost some of the stuff that happened. I expected, you know, to see it from Dr. Jekyll's view, and I think having it from Dr. Jekyll's view would have been a bit better, but yeah, I didn't really like it. I was a bit upset by it. I expected it to be a lot better, but I'm not sure whether I read Robert Louis Stevenson' other novels, but I might give them a go. They might be a lot different. Now on to the books that I haven't read but want to read. So in my hands I have some of the Brontes. Surprisingly, I haven't read any of the Brontes. I think I read Jane Eyre when I was at school, but it was a dramatised version, not the actual novel. And I'm quite upset about not reading any Brontes because I'm from Yorkshire and obviously the Brontes lived in Haworth, which is quite close to me. And I think I should have really read some by now. But anyway, I have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which is probably one of the most famous ones. And I also have Jane Eyre, which is obviously the most famous one. This one's by Charlotte Bronte. I can't wait to read them both. I'm hoping they will be very good. I'm hoping I'll like them a lot better than I did Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. But yeah, I can't wait to give them a go. And now on to some Jane Austen. The books that I have: Persuasion, Emma, and Sense and Sensibility. Now, I can't wait to read all of these. I hope they're not like Pride and Prejudice. I hope I can follow them a bit easy after reading the first book. And also, I just love the covers. They're just so pretty. This is what I mean about Dracula not having pretty covers. I know these are from the same illustration series, but I just wish they had pretty versions of Dracula. But yeah, I can't wait to read these. I'll read one every month along with the Ostentatious Book Club, which I will link down below if you want to join in. I'm just hoping they'll be better and I might do a little review of them as well. Now, there are some random books that I have brought, so here we go. First one is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I have wanted to read this for quite a while. I am liking all the Alice related books that are about at the moment. I am currently reading After Alice by Gregory Maguire, and I think I might read this soon after I've read Alice and the Red Queen, which you can see just behind me here. So yeah, I think I might just have a month of reading Alice in Wonderland stories, but I can't wait to read it. I'm hoping it's very good. The next one is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Surprisingly, this is the only Dickens novel in my classics collection. It's the only one that I'm really interested in. I suppose it's just because I'm a fan of the musical. But yeah, I can't wait to read it. I hope it's good. If I do like it, I may read some more Charles Dickens. I also bought War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I just bought this because I thought it would be interesting. I've only ever seen the Tom Cruise version. I did want to see the musical because there's a musical been going around touring. Fortunately, I didn't get to see it, but I thought I'll read the novel. I don't think I've read any H.G. Wells either, so that will be interesting. And also the last one is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Again, I only want to read this because of Penny Dreadful. Dorian Gray is kind of a main character, and I thought it'd be interesting to see what he's actually about because it's not really explained in the show. I think, doesn't he trap his soul in a portrait because he sold it to the devil? I am not too sure. I'm hoping this will be better than Jekyll and Hyde because I know it's around the horror branch, but I'm hoping it will be very good. So yeah, that's all my classics. I may do reviews of them every now and then. Have you read any of the classics? Do you want to read any of the classics? If so, just comment down below and we'll have a little discussion. Also, just so you know, I have set up my own blog. It's called Pretty Books and Teacups. I'll link it down below, and that's for mostly just pretty posts of books, of book fandoms, and I may put some more reviews on there as well, so feel free to follow me down there. So yeah, that's it for me today. I hope to see you soon, and like I said, just comment down below if you want to speak about anything. Follow me on social media, which is all linked below, and I'll see you soon. Bye!